Hey everybody, Kimberly Thibodeaux here. When I was scanning through a magazine, I saw a little post that was all about diving. And it said, plan your dive, dive your plan. Plan your dive, dive your plan. That's what every experienced diver does before every single dive. No question. Diving, unlike snorkeling, is actually quite a bit of work. And I know this from personal experience. And it was interesting because when I first saw that quote about what divers do, of course I thought of the main metaphor of all of us here in online marketing, which is you better have a plan and you better work that plan or you are going to be in big trouble. So every day you really should have a plan of what you need to do. So that was metaphor number one. But what happened when I saw this was I was actually reminded of an experience that I had personally with regard to diving. Several years ago, I was getting certified as a scuba diver. And here in New Mexico, we have this place in Blue Hole. It's very, very deep. It's not very big. It's not very, it's not a huge lake or anything, but it's a very cold, very deep hole filled with very cold water. And, as you're going through the scuba training, obviously you do a lot of training in swimming pools, but when you go for your checkout dives to actually finally get your license to be a diver, you have to go to Blue Hole in New Mexico. So there we were, practicing our diving, and the first dive you had to do, and you went down with your dive master, because you always dive with a buddy. And so the first dive was to 30 feet. So you get all situated, get your equipment on, clear your masks, make sure everything's copacetic, and you get in the water and you go down to 30 feet. One of the things you are supposed to do at 30 feet is to clear your mask, which you press on your mask and that kind of clears out any extra water. Well, when I did that, somehow I did something wrong and I started choking. And then I started panicking, and I did the last thing you are supposed to do at 30 feet down, which was dove straight for the top of Blue Hole. All the while my instructor's going, no. But luckily, I was okay, got to the top, choking, panicking, went over to the side and just sat there and tried to calm myself. Well, the next exercise, and it was up to me, was you had to go down to 60 feet. 60 feet, double the distance, and do the exact same thing that I just choked on. And my instructor left it up to me. He said, okay, I know you know how to do this. So you can do it. But he left it up to me. And I thought, I didn't come all this way to not get certified. So gathered up my courage and again got all situated, and you cannot, when you're down at 60 feet, it is not good for you to go flying back up to the surface because you can get the bends from that. It could, get too much nitrogen in your blood and it cannot be a good thing. So down we went to 60 feet and the time came. Clear the mask. I'm sure my hands were shaking. I start to shake still thinking about this. But I steeled myself, pushed on the mask, cleared it. Everything was fine. So you do this, did that to my dive master, big relief, and then and then the next thing we had to do was buddy breathe, which means you pass the regulator back and forth to the other person to get to the top, which is actually not that hard. It's actually kind of a fun thing to do. So we did that to get to the top, and ta-da! I was certified. So when I thought about this, which I really hadn't thought about in many years, because I actually, long story short, I'm really not allowed to dive anymore because I have bad ears. Should not have been diving in the first place, but that's neither here nor there. But so I got certified, and as I was thinking about this, it kind of related back to what we do, doesn't it? It's like, okay, you do the easier thing, and for whatever reason, it doesn't work. You've got two choices. Your choice is, oh, forget it. I'm done. This doesn't work. I am never doing this again. Option 2, head back down into the water to 60 feet, do the harder thing, and guess what? It worked. It was a huge success, a huge personal victory. And that's what you can have. If for whatever reason, maybe what you tried the first time didn't work, but guess what? If you try something the second time, and even if it's a little bit harder and that works, wow, fireworks, that is incredible. And you will feel so great, because I did. I felt incredibly, incredibly great. So proud of myself. And again, I can completely relate that to what I do on a daily basis and what you do on a daily basis in the online business. You keep at it. You don't quit if something doesn't work the first time. You keep trying, and maybe the next time's harder, but that's okay, because you will get it. I promise. So until next time, I am wishing you love, light, and abundance. I'm Kimberly Thibodeaux.